Hello there. Welcome to another edition of Leading Edge. Now, in the last 3 episodes, we've continued to explore the series Dream to Lead, examining various dynamics and building blocks for translating your dreams to reality, how to secure great outcomes for your life. We have dealt with, number 1, that vision thing. And number 2, we spoke about goals to gold, transforming your goals to reality. And number 3, and that was the last episode we dealt with, just do it, the power of execution. Now, in that last week's edition, we particularly discussed the 7 principles of execution, or what you may call the 7 P's of execution. These were, number 1, prepare. So we say get mentally prepared to make the adjustments necessary to start the journey. Number 2, we spoke about possess, that it will require commitment and ownership to drive your goals. And number 3, we spoke about protect, that effective execution demands prioritization. And number 4, we spoke about perform. The execution thing is work. Lots of it, remember. And number 5 was partner. Now, execution is easier if you have some company on the journey. And number 6 was possess, that to drive progress, you need to constantly monitor, review, and assess your progress. And finally, we spoke about persevere. And it was that the execution journey is a marathon. You will need raw grit to push to the finish line. Now today, we will take the 4th and final part of this series as we discuss what I have called Dream to Lead. Now you can live your dream. Now, one of the strongest pillars of life is hope. That's what keeps us going in the face of adversity and despair. Life has little or nothing to offer if there were no hope. Especially in a VUCA world, hope is one weapon that keeps us going. Hope is anchored on the possibilities of a tomorrow that is different from our today, if you get what I mean. It draws from our dreams of the future. Like most of you, I found that I was quite ambitious as a child. Children, obviously, are typically very ambitious with dreams that have no restraint, no constraint whatsoever. As children, we have no problem saying to someone, I will buy an aeroplane for you. As children, we dream of being a doctor, a pilot, a teacher, a country president, and so on and so forth. But as we grow, sometimes we either outgrow the dream or the dream outgrows us, because we now come to terms with what we call realities, which is another way of saying that in our minds, we get poisoned or imprisoned by the many limitations of who we are, or of what we have or don't have, or who we know or don't know, or our capabilities or the absence of them. Sometimes the challenge is that we get sidetracked by what society tells us we should become. It could be a father, a mother, a teacher, or whoever else. Now, at other times, we develop some new dreams. Whether your dream was one you formed at 5 or 15 or 50, the issue will remain. Today, are you living your dream? I will ask that question again. Are you living your dream? Now, it's quite interesting just seeing where people say they want to be and where they actually are. Now, there is often a wide difference between the life we are living today and the life we would love to live. In a word, so many people are not living their dreams. This often stems from what I will call the fog of the daily grind. What do I mean? For so many, making a living has been elevated over living a life, living their dreams, right? Now, so sometimes what we do for a living, it could be a career, it could be a business, or whatever else, feels like a trap, while there is something completely different that holds excitement and meaning for us. Obviously, there are people who are living their dreams and are fulfilled and successful in it. Such people behave differently from the rest of other people. They are totally sold to the behaviors that make their dreams become activated, and they try to drive those dreams. They focus on the habits that will make the dreams happen and not just reminiscing the dreams. So the challenge is really between you and not anything else. Put another way, actualizing your dream is not a function of your birth or of your upbringing or of the finances available to you or what people generally call luck. Often, the simple things that are well within our control, like the appropriate mindset, a growth mindset, grit, courage, perseverance, all of those, they play even greater roles in making our dreams come through. So a critical question at this point will be, why is it that people end up not realizing or living the life of their dreams? Now, in his iconic book on the habits of successful people, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill tells the story of a man named Ariodabib, who with his uncle was caught by the craze for gold during the gold rush in those days. So they set out to Colorado. At the initial attempt, they dug and struck gold ore, a big reward for their dream and effort. Now, so armed with equipment, they returned to make it really big, digging gold and raking in unquantifiable profits. And so they thought. But something happened. As they dug and dug, there was no gold in sight. Desperate, they dug the more, harder and deeper, but the gold was not there anymore. Feeling spent and smitten, they gave up hope. They quit. They sold the drilling machine to a junk man for a pittance and went back defeated to Maryland. The dream was dead. But the junk man did something. He got some mining engineers to do some calculating, as he called it, for him. They reviewed the mining site and told the junk man that the gold ores would be found just 3 feet from where Darby and his uncle had stopped digging. That's exactly what happened. The junk man picked up on the junk dream and rose to become a millionaire, while the Darbys had gone home empty-handed. So the issue was not in the external environment. It wasn't in the hardness of the soil. It wasn't in the fact that, the gold was much lower. Okay? It was all a matter of the inner configuration of the dreamers. They started, but they didn't continue. They did not persist. They had failed to realize that more gold can be mined from the thoughts of men than from the solid earth. They were just 3 feet from gold and they quit. Now we'll ask, who knows just how close you are to your dream today? Okay, so I will tell you, keep digging. We need to realize that we are built to be actors, not reactors. So don't let external pressures, shocks, conditions derail you from your dream. Sometimes it's fear that holds us back. Other times it's the norms of life and society that are used to hold us. Other times the dream buster is an unplanned adversity or a lack of wisdom to manage around that adversity. But whatever it is, as the Ananyand, who at 64 finally accomplished a 35 years dream of swimming across the 110 miles long dangerous stretch between Cuba and Key West Beach in Florida. She said this, never, ever give up. And that's my word for you. So I will ask this question then. What creates a Julian Omala of Delight Limited, the foremost juice manufacturers in Uganda? What creates a Jason Njoku of Iroko TV? What creates a Walt Disney, a David Oyedepo, a Tyler Perry? All dreamers who, despite all odds, live or lived their dreams by making those dreams live. There must be something in their habits. So let me share with you here 5 tips to support you in realizing your dream. So number 1, believe. The first thing you must do is to choose to believe that you can achieve great things. Belief is a fundamental pillar for bold action. It fuels passion, and passion itself ignites actions. Now, one of the greatest dream shackles is just that numbing sense of inadequacy. It's that feeling of not being smart enough, good enough, skilled enough, rich enough, all the not enoughs. Now, the day you get unshackled, the day you accept that you can be more and you have a right to be more and to do more, your dreams begin to unfold. Now, instead of wondering if you are good enough for stuff, let your wonder be what life could be if and when your wildest dreams are achieved. In a word, flip your wonder. Wonder is a fascinating trip of the imagination. I will encourage you, employ it in liberating your dreams and not in shackling them. So becoming your dream starts with believing you. It starts with believing your dream. Anything else is a dream killer. Now, there are two things your belief should do for you. Two things, rather, you should employ your dream to do for you. One, grant yourself permission to be more and to do more. Notice this. No one is going to invite you and hoist a great dream and outcome on you. It won't happen. No one will give you the permission to dream, the permission to live your dream. Only you can, only you should. You are the only one whose permission you require to get started. Permission means that you don't need to be restrained by the fact that you are not an expert or have no experience or the money or all the contacts to make your dream happen. Permission is to count yourself worthy of the dream and of living it. Number two, belief should empower you to crush your fears. When your fear is bigger than your dream, then there is no belief and you live your dreams in shackles. But your belief releases the energy that helps you create the life you want to live. It can feel scary at first, but belief will make you take the first step and then the next and the next and the next. Belief says it can be done, and thankfully, it often gets done. As Eleanor Roosevelt says, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Okay, so number two. Number two is break out. If you must live your dream, you must break away from the limiting holds of society's expectations. It takes a new way of looking at yourself and your world to be able to dream, and indeed to make those dreams come true. If your mind is consumed with where you currently are, you are not dreaming. Dreamers create a world that is not yet there. To realize your dream, therefore, will require a certain form of obstinacy, if I may call it that, and non-conformism. You need to learn to ignore and to break society's chatter, society's conventional thinking and expectations. You must have an inverted approach to living, an approach driven by the novel requirements of your dream. A dream realizer is a non-conformist. You must be ready to break the rules. You must be brave to attempt the unusual and follow the road less traveled. Society demands that you follow certain patterns that they consider logical and practical. But sometimes to create new paradigms will require new rules. Sometimes those rules are illogical rules. Have you ever attempted something and you hear things like, be realistic, it makes no sense, this will fail, no one has ever done this. You would say that I told you so. Now, these words can come out of sincere concern from friends, family, colleagues who mean well, or so they think, except that in the end, this keeps you at the same level of life, the same level of life that you are in, the same level of life of the rest of the people around you. At other times, these words come from their own fears and their experiences of the past. They or someone they knew might have attempted some things, similar, and it failed. So they conclude that it will never work. The society around you wants stability, not disruption. Take note of that. Society always wants stability, not disruption. And because your dreams will often involve disruptions, it unsettles that society. They will discourage you. Veering from a stable job, for instance, to chase something that may or may not work, is not society's idea of a great way of life. However, your advancement, and indeed the advancement of the society, can only come by attempting what has not been done before. You need to therefore bulletproof your dream from society's devious hacking. To follow your dreams is to be a game changer. And take note, game changers create their own rules. Ask Richard Branson or his more recent version, Elon Musk. They will tell you that. My friend, if you must live your dream, sometimes you have to be cautious of your head while you follow your heart. Don't let conventional thinking and expectations shackle your dream. So number 3, find. You may have many dreams, but to be effective and to start realizing a dream, you need to find that one overarching dream of your life and throw yourself wholly into it. My son started life wanting to be what he called a bishop. Then he wanted to be a banker. Then he wanted to be a comedian. And then he wanted to be a footballer. Now answer this question. Bishop, banker, comedian, footballer is called what? This may sound hilarious, but it's the sad reality of a number of people. The truth is that if you throw yourself at many things, you will really not land at any one of them. So don't chase multiple things at the same time. What you need is focus, and what you focus on gets magnified. So to live a dream, find one dream and conquer it per time. Then you can move on to the next one and to the next. Good. So we come to number 4. To live your dream, you must of course engage in bold actions towards that dream. Your actions must match your dreams if your dreams must happen. Dream livers line up their resources, time, actions, etc. behind their dreams. You have no serious commitment to your dream if you are not pushing and empowering it with all that's available to you. Like they say, put your money where your mouth is. Otherwise, you will starve your dream to death. So, push yourself towards your dream. Indeed, each appropriate action takes you closer and closer to the realization of that dream. And with each such step, you expand your own experience and knowledge and become bigger and better yourself. But sometimes, the value of working your dream is beyond what you achieve. It's more in who you become. Right. So, here are a few more things that committing to working your dream will do for you. First, a commitment to work your dream takes you past your fears. It helps you learn how to flip your fear. Commitment converts the paralysis of fear to inspiration to move forward. The best fear to have, therefore, becomes the fear of the regrets of not starting or the fear of not realizing the dream. Second, commitment helps you reflect on the benefits of accomplishing the dream. This is called having the end in mind. Now, having the end in mind helps in a big way in reinforcing commitment. A constant reminder of why the dream is important and what it will help you become and to have will be your safety net in the rough days when you are pressed hard to give up. Number 3, commitment is the best immunization against obstacles. So plan ahead of time for obstacles. They will come, certainly. But fuel your commitment and then the obstacles, tough as they may be, will succumb to you. You need to see obstacles as challenges and not threats. Finally, commitment drives persistence. There is no successful person out there who is not persistent. So keep the dream alive. Don't quit. You may just be 3 feet away from striking the gold. Number 5, lean. When you go the road less traveled, it's always safe to go with some company. The myth of the self-made man is what it is, a myth. In real life, success requires company. It never works solo. You need people. That's my point. Successful people understand what I call power connections. They know that there are several wingless angels strewn across our paths to destiny, our path to realizing our dreams. You ignore them at your own expense. It only makes your journey harder and longer. So, check out for those power connections. So to realize your dream, you need mentors, you need sponsors, you need cheerleaders, you even need critics. So don't delude yourself that you can go far without anyone. Find a company, find a support system to lean on. Get around people that will inspire you and activate fresh waves of energy that will keep you going. So find cheerleaders that give you the emotional boost to look forward to the next win. Find mentors to point you with accuracy the way to go, because often they have gone a similar way before. Find critics who painfully force the wings out of you. They jeer at you so much that you are forced to be on your toes, to do excellent work, and to be your best. So, we have walked through this last installment of our series, Dream to Lead. We have today discussed, you remember, Dream to Lead. Now you can live your dream. We have particularly examined 5 tips to make your dream a reality. Remember, these were: believe. Choose to believe in the incredible dream of a huge future. Number 2, break out. Don't be constrained by the limiting expectations of people and society. Do your thing. Number 3, find. That is, focus on one big overarching dream of your life. And number 4 is commit. Line up your actions, line up your resources behind your dream. Number 5, lean. That is, to tap into the power connections that can propel you to a whole new level. It's called people. Now, as we close this, let me remind you of the following. How you start life may be driven by the great dreams you had, but how you end requires strong decisions that help you stay on course moment by moment. You need to marry vision and performance, intention and raw execution. In the end, it's in turning your dreams to reality that you lead. A growth mindset draws from that infinite possibilities of the future. It is to live out of a dream of a better and bigger reality, a dream of a stronger outcome. So now, I hope you can live your dreams. I wish you the very best. Okay. So, I want to thank you for joining us. If you have not yet been following up us on all our social media handles, please do well to follow us and continue to comment, like, and share this video if it's being helpful to you. Thank you again for joining. This has been Leading Edge.